Hello everyone, welcome to Mindful Mondays. I am Sonia Shin. I am a health journalist and a certified life coach. And today I am in North Beach at Sotto Casa, a gourmet Italian shop with Lorenzo Scarpone, the founder of Slow Food San Francisco. And we're talking about mindful food and the importance of that and how that can help us reduce stress. So Lorenzo, tell me a bit about how you started Slow Food San Francisco in the first place.
Well, so when I came here a long time ago, I was traveling all over the world. I met this gentleman that started Slow Food, actually Slow Food in the world, in Italy. And so I was fascinating the way this gentleman was talking about farming, and the future will be back, the old style farmers. And so the idea of a good, clean, and fair. Good is good for you, clean, that is plain food or possible organic or natural, and the fair that also people work behind, who work every day, make a decent food so they can afford to eat the same food that they prepare.
Yeah.
So it's so that's one idea, and there also was different time. 30 some years ago,
yeah.
And so the idea of slow food, it was against the fast food. So there used to be fast food all over the world, taking over with McDonald's. So the idea of Carlo was to do something controcorrente, we say in Italian. It means against against that fashion that time. So was, instead of fast production, we gonna do slow, enjoy our life, and also make sure that the people step a little bit, like a few hours, sometimes spend time with the family and friends, share a meal together, break bread together.
Yeah.
So and being son of a farmer since 1750s. Actually, my grandfather, my father, my great-grandfather here, all my family that I grew up with. I was a little kid, so to me it's very important. And the idea to start at the beginning of slow food was which is, I believe, probably the oldest chapter in the United States, which is remind me and how important was these people that take care of me, raised me when I was a kid. So I said, this is a good combination, being California, San Francisco, a great city, very open-minded city, and that's everything coming along.
Yeah. Now, and you've done some work with kids and helping people get more in touch with the growing process. Is that right?
Yes, we Alice Water started, of course, the school gardens, the very first, and then, of course, we were just a bunch of people that want to do something interesting. So it's not easy to find some support, but so we had to come up with some events. We came up with an event called the Golden Glass, so would support the money for the school gardens, and so we went to few elementary school in San Francisco, 3 of them gradually, and we get this project with them. It was very successful, and so we're really very proud about it. But of course, San Francisco, the parenting is so important. When you create a school garden, the parenting involvement is so important, and actually you become such great friends, which I always say I would like to write a book in Miraloma. I would name it the Miracle and Miraloma Elementary School, because was so much engagement with the parents. We became all friends, and it's fascinating. We're still friends till today, most of them. So
yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, now you're going to show us a little how to make a simple and yet amazing sandwich, Italian sandwich. So
see, panino. Panino, it means like usually pane. But the pane is usually oval, which I grew up with my mother, my family, grandparents, great-grandparents. We're making always. We never used to go to buy anything. We only had to buy just sugar, coffee, and very little things, tobacco. But so that was the same thing. Not for me, but for the grown-up, because I never smoked in my life.
Yeah.
So panino, you buy. So we used to make a little panino. It means little bread. So very simple. Takes not very long time to make it. So we have one of the ingredients. I am big lover of cheeses. I love cheese from all over the world, and I believe. Well, I'm not going to say what is my opinion, because I don't want people break your heart. But oh, yes. So when I start this one, I'm gonna here. this is the good time of our life now, you know. But one positive thing, we had to take the best of this this virus that made us think twice what we do our life, and so spend time together, force us to spend time together, and at least if you enjoy your friends. So this is a mozzarella gustosella, is from Campania. We have some mozzarella di bufalo here also in California, North California, but 15 years ago I went through Campania, and I wrote a few articles about the mozzarella di buffalo. We have heard about it, so usually we use this one. I think is one of the best, and so it's kind of a interesting panino. So regular bread here, local San Francisco. There are good, fantastic bread nowadays. Not sourdough, because I'm not really crazy about sourdough. I'm sorry, friends of mine. But yes, you know, in San Francisco, I enjoy the ciabatta. Okay. Okay. So what we do? This is extra virgin olive oil from Tuscany, Panzano. Panzano is one of the most beautiful places in Tuscany, and I would say probably the most serious, more robust Chianti area. And Le Fonti Vicky, she's an old friend of us, and Guido, husband and wife, make an amazing extra virgin olive oil. So this is, we put a little bit extra virgin olive oil.
Do you have any tips for choosing a good olive oil when we're at the store?
This is, there are 3 classifications extra virgin olive oil. Light fruity, medium fruity, and intense heavy fruity. So I would suggest in this case heavy fruity, Tuscany, really robust, punchy, that when you eat that in your throat have a little bite. And then of course we have a tomato. We have a beautiful tomato here in Bay Area, I would say in all California.
This is the perfect time to get a good tomato, right?
Yeah, very beautiful, especially the farmers market. So this is, see, you can see here I don't put mayonnaise, because mayonnaise came after. When I went to hotel school, we had to learn to make a mayonnaise. If you didn't make good mayonnaise, they kick you back. Okay. Anyway, so and then we have this mozzarella, very little. You know, now I don't like to put too much stuff in panino, because it become, you know, too rich. So usually I usually use also salt. I usually good sea salt or kosher salt. Okay. Now, to give you, this is a salami made in San Luis Obispo.
Oh.
Alepa, it's called, just to give a little flavor. You can see it's not big.
Yeah.
You know, I know some people like this big lot of stuff in it. Oh, shit. Oh, anyway. So, God, I get organized here. How you can be a chef with a mask, but anyway, well, so this is the time. So now, that's it. I think this is very simple, okay? You can see that it's not so thick, and well, usually they put in half.
Okay.
This is very big sandwich, so.
And see, what I like about this is, like you said, like the salami is just kind of adding some flavor, but it's still very lots of vegetable with the tomato and that wonderful like fresh mozzarella. So it's a little bit of kind of a healthier take.
You don't need to put a lot of stuff in the panino. That's why it has to be little, but the best ingredient. So instead of to have the big quantity, you have very little quantity. The mozzarella di bufala, this is probably the best mozzarella di bufala you can find in a few markets in San Francisco. And the salami, you don't find this very often. Very few specialty food market. And then the extra virgin olive oil, we bring 5-6 extra virgin olive oil, because all the farmers will be doing business with the winery, and they always made great extra virgin olive oil. Now, wine, usually Italian, we can talk among producer, agriculture. Olive oil, extra virgin olive oil is a very serious matter. We all think our own agriculture area make the best extra virgin olive oil. We don't compromise. For some reason, I've been talking for over 50 years of my life, and no, everybody said this is my olive oil, is best area. Everybody said the same thing in Italy. But anyway, I think that's about it for now, you know. And
okay, that looks beautiful.
Yeah. This
That's
is really
wonderful.
simple, you know.
And a great summer tomato.
And that's it. Actually, standard to have sometime a big buying course or something. You can go. You can go in the park, and this is beautiful. You can share with the friends with a good glass of wine. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is, I mean, ideal because right now, like getting out is, you know, really good for our mental health and well-being, physical health, to get out, go for a walk. And this is something we don't have to worry about like spoiling or something. It's going to like stay good, and you can go out for a nice hike and get out and enjoy some good fresh air, clean fresh air, and get out of our heads, because it's very easy to get into like mind chatter right now, and when we stay home a lot and all this shelter-in-place orders and everything, and it's, you know, safe for us to get out in the fresh air as long as we're staying apart. So thank you so much. This is like a perfect sandwich for a nice hike, head-clearing hike. I love it.
Yeah, so, you know, with especially now here, we starting this slow food community. We are, believe, probably with the first in the United States so far. And we hope that people, especially young generation, will come back and really enjoy the neighborhood. We need to bring back the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. It's a big project for us, but eventually in America we have so many beautiful neighborhoods that have been left around. Stop going all these big malls, so ugly, boring, you know. Just go back to the old neighborhood. There are more soul and more people.
Yeah.
And that's what we try to do with our community in North Beach, and eventually in a couple of years we see the result, you know.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. It's so good to support local businesses. There's so many small business owners that are struggling through this, and the chains will go on, most of them, and so yeah, I think it's really important to support local business, and that's why we're here today. Thank you so much, Lorenzo. It was wonderful. Thank you for sharing this and telling us more about Slow Food San Francisco.
Very good. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. And thank you everyone for joining us for Mindful Mondays. It's we hope that you found this to be something that could help and bring more peace and happiness into your life. And thank you for joining us, and stay safe and healthy out there.